Hello everyone, I'm Dre Toter, a fantasy writer that loves putting things on tables and charts, and this is The Science of Fantasy. In this episode, we are going to talk about magic systems that have a meaningful complexity to them. While some might argue that simpler magic is better, some of the most successful books out there, such as Brandon Sanderson Mistborn or Rowling Harry Potter, have systems that are a little deeper. For those of you who haven't watched my previous video about creating unique magic system, here is a quick recap. A magic system has three parts: source, channel, and effect. These elements connect with each other, the source being where the magic comes from, the channel what produces the magic, and the effect what the magic does. Each of them can have different levels of granularity. By varying the components, you create originality. By varying the granularity, you create logic. For more information, please check the video. I'll leave the link in the description. Now we are going to look at some very common advanced variations of magic systems. The first of these is a magic system with catalysts. This variation is based on the channel is also a source of another channel case. For our purposes, we will call the last arrow final channel and the other intermediate channels. If the source and the final channel are the same, then the intermediate channel becomes a catalyst, which I am going to mark with a circle. What we are actually looking at is a unitary magic system in which a single entity has the power and can produce the effect, but the prerequisite must be met quite similar with some chemistry reactions. An excellent example for a magic systems with catalyst is the Mistborn series written by the famous Brandon Sanderson. One of the magic systems in this setting, allomancy, features certain individuals that inherit the ability to use magic, but they actually can't without ingesting certain metals. There is even a logical association between the catalyst and the power. It should be noted that, unlike a chemical catalyst, in allomancy the metals are consumed. Another fascinating variant is what I like to call the secondary magic system. That is what happens when the effect of a magic system is either the source or the channel for another magic system. The first one is the secondary magic system, the last one is the primary magic system. One of the obvious uses of this kind of system is magic item creation. This is featured in many pieces of media, both recent and older, but is not limited to that. The example we are going to look at comes from a novel I'm currently working at. In my book, people who bound with ancient spirits create magical sources by combining either physical, mental, or existential items with a mystical substance called true silver. The product of this secondary system is used at the source of the primary system, in which the power of the compound can be channeled by any human to create various effects. I hope I talk more about this in a future magic system showcase video. I would also love to know about the magic system you created. If you have a magic system and you want the world to know about it, please leave a comment below. The next type of magic system we'll talk about require us to differentiate effects. In this case by quantity. Let me ask you a question. What is the difference between a firebolt and a fireball? That's right, size. There is a quantitative difference between them as opposed to a qualitative one like between red fire and blue fire. Combined with my source channel effect model, two interesting possibilities arrive. The first of them is a magic system with Foci. In this system, every additional channel increases the power of the effect, the channel effectively focalizing the source. This kind of system is extremely common in fantasy. Great example of Foci are wands, words, and gestures, all of them found in the works of the famous British author J.K. Rowling. In the Harry Potter books and Fantastic Beasts movies, the ability to use magic system is either inherited or randomly manifested by humans. However, only the most powerful wizards can manifest magic in a controlled way without waving a wand and saying the proper incantation. Learning to do this takes practice, and so the nature of the magic system is the reason for wizarding schools. The second type of system we are going to talk about is the hierarchical magic system. Well, from afar it might look like it's similar to Foci based magic, in truth it's the opposite. As the power from the source travels through more and more channels, it gets lower and lower. It is more intuitive than the other system, and maybe for this reason it appears in aerial words and even in mythologies. The common example is divine magic. However, the system must not be confused with theurgy, where the magic user simply prays for the help of a greater being and that entity creates the effect. In the following scheme, there is a version where the angels gain power from the gods and they can lend a part of their power to mortals. Obviously, the mortals are far less powerful than the gods. In the next episode, we are going to talk about effects and their characteristics, including the aforementioned quantity, but also more, such as design, durability, and flavor. I will also give you the effect equation, a useful tool for managing this essential part of a magic system. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.